Can business become a truly positive part of society? I believe it can and will. I believe that conscious leadership is going to change the cultures of business and the expectations customers, clients, stakeholders, and even governments have of those businesses as part of society. And when business changes, cultural change will also speed up. Now, right now, this is barely on the radar, but that doesn't mean the revolution isn't already underway. It's already being driven by leaders of change. These are people with vision and values who are creating movements that will ultimately change cultural norms. In my experience, very few realize, consciously at least, that this is what they're doing. But they're choosing to operate differently and yet not appreciating the ripple effects of that choice. They believe in their work and they see its value to the individual, but not necessarily the seismic collective shifts that are emerging because of their dedication. So in this talk, I want to explore what it means to be a leader of change and how to create a culture that actively engages stakeholders in making the change a part of our lived realities. Conscious business is an approach that has been gathering momentum in recent years as more people question the lasting damage caused by a purely capitalist approach. And a conscious business is defined by its principles. In simple terms, purpose, values, culture, people, and environment all hold equal importance to performance. Now, I see conscious business as a stepping stone to a much bigger change in the dynamic, where business becomes part of the life force of the planet rather than a drain upon it. But right now, we need more conscious businesses, and to get them, we need more leaders of change. So today, I want to explore this from a completely different angle. Principles are all built upon a foundation that we do not consciously engage with in business life. And in my work, I know that engaging with this foundation transforms our ability to put change into motion and to successfully guide that vision into reality. It transforms our lived experiences and expectations of life itself. And that foundation is energy. The intention to create anything is energy in itself. It is the catalyst that begins the process. Conscious leadership and the initiation of change is an intention. It matters not that you have no idea how to make it happen. The intention itself creates the energetic frequency, and all you need to do is channel it through some very simple principles of business. Now, it is entirely possible to do this unconsciously, and many people do. It is far more effective to do so in conscious awareness and connection to the frequency. This guides you to frame your approach with integrity to the energy itself. And that opens up doors that would otherwise remain firmly barred. So before we consider those principles, I want you to experience this energy of intention, which defines your leadership. So just close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Just let it go. And work with your breath to feel into your body. It's your means of interpreting and understanding the energetic realms. Intuition moves through your body. Your senses are all primed to understand and respond to subtle energies that are everywhere and in everything. Your breath moves energy through your body. It allows you to connect to every part of your body. So try following the path of your breath in through your nose, down into your chest, and then on through your blood to every cell in your body. Can you feel it reaching down to your toes? And in the presence of this energy that you have within your body, in the presence of your intuition, I want you to consciously connect to your intention to create change, allowing it to come into your awareness in its own way. Let it speak to you with color or sound, movement, shape, pattern, texture, emotion, words. Its style and personality, action and activation, process and more might become available to you in an instant. This energy is the piece that makes it possible to proactively engage your clients, customers, stakeholders, employees, and more in your vision of change. And they need to be introduced to this energy. To do that, the energy that you're feeling has to be embodied consistently. Your role as a leader of change is to critically assess how this energy you feel is embodied within your business. How do you embody this energy so that it defines the culture of your business, engages people in actively creating change? Embodiment of energy becomes consistent when it guides your decisions and actions. It helps to have a clear structure for this so that it can take hold. Ultimately, it will take on a life of its own when it's part of the DNA and expression of your business. And you can channel this energy through core principles that are going to guide you to deliver change in every internal and external part of your business. So let's explore some of those principles. We'll start with lived values. When you consider the energy, what values do you naturally associate with it? Often when we talk about values, we use simple words to explain them, such as honesty, integrity, fairness, things like that. But what do those mean as a lived experience? Let's take honesty as an example. How do you embody honesty in every area of your business? Is it in using simple, clear language? Is it being transparent about your terms or your actions? Is it how you manage expectations? How you communicate with clients, customers, and employees? Honesty has to be translated into experience. In your business, how do you define the term and how can you apply it as a principle to guide your approach? So the energy of your vision comes with the values. How you apply those values defines your ability to create a culture that sustains them. Now, most businesses will have their values written down, but very few do the work to ensure that they're consistently expressed throughout the whole business. And the further along the chain you go, the weaker they're going to become unless the culture is held at its very core. And that's your role to nail. The second principle is life force. Now, success can be achieved in two ways. Pushing, forcing, or even coercing is one option. It's not pleasant. It requires vast amounts of energy to compensate for the lack of energy that others bring into the business. And the alternative is to nurture the life force of your business. Now, I worked for charities for many years, and most of the employees were dedicated to the cause and brought a lot of energy to their work. That said, there are charities that have a tendency to exploit that desire to do the work and create a positive future by underpaying and overworking. But then there are others who value that dedication and find ways to channel it. So in some experiences I had, I felt empowered to contribute to the direction of travels, and in others I felt required to toe the line. And in the former, I could see how I was making a difference. Life force emerges from purpose, and purpose emerges from vision. So by holding the vision and learning how to communicate it, you can create purpose. When people are engaged in purpose, you create a movement of change. The health of your business can be measured by its vitality. Client relationships, customer satisfaction, employee contribution, or stakeholder buy-in all demonstrate levels of vitality and indeed resilience. So when you think about your clients and customers, even team members, are they an energetic match to your vision? Is your social media filled with niggles and issues or support? Are clients flexible and creative in their engagement, or are they coming with a checklist to make sure that they get exactly what they came for? The energy they bring is a reflection of the energy you are sharing, which gives you a golden opportunity to create a different culture by bringing the energy of your vision into play. If you chose to measure your business health by a broader range of indicators than bottom line and productivity, if you chose to consider the life force of your business as the measure of health, what would the result be? Another principle we can look at is experience. What is it like to be a customer, client, employee, or supplier of your business? Conscious leadership is focused on creating an experience which is consistent with the vision, values, and energy of that business. Rarely are businesses designed to create experiences. They're designed to create outcomes. Conscious leaders are often fighting their business structure and model to achieve the vision that they hold, simply because the focus of the design is on a figure or an indicator rather than the experience. And the problem is, especially for transformational businesses, that outcomes can change depending on the experience. When someone is engaged with a business that has a vision, the goalposts can move according to their own experience and yours. So how can you create an experience that creates buy-in for the journey rather than the destination? Your clients and customers, stakeholders, suppliers, and more need to be experiencing the life force of your business in their interaction with it. They need to be invested in those interactions and open to the possibilities. This aspect of business is often reduced to a grueling process of visioning and planning that dissipates the energy. By the time you get to the coalface, the feel and experience of the business becomes very different. If you just think about Undercover Boss for a moment, you'll get the picture. Style of leadership and consciously designing the experience of engaging with your business creates a culture that can be sustained and embodies those values consistently. Another principle we can look at is language. Language is not only the domain of the copywriter, it is critical to reflect the energy of your business through its communications and contributes hugely to the experience of your business. Something as fundamental as your terms and conditions can speak volumes about your business. The words you use and the way you use them conveys energy. Your language needs to be reflective of the experiences you're creating. Does it inspire participation and engagement? Does it make people feel part of your cause or vision? Come back to that energy you felt when you connected to your intention. How does that translate into words? Because you can create a language for your business built around core words that reflect the nature of the experience you're offering. It goes beyond having a, say, friendly or authoritative language set, but it's set into the rhythm and cadence of the language that you work with. Language creates connection, and connection becomes community, which is another core principle of leading change. Because you may be the leader, but you're not on your own. This is the whole point of creating change, to bring together a community of people who understand the vision and choose to change their behavior, thinking, or way of living to make it real. Businesses that lead change need to foster community. And that's going to look different in every situation. There's no need to have a physical community that is demanding on time and energy. It can be a community of spirit. The point is to make that community visible. Have you ever seen the videos that bring together diverse groups who think that they have nothing in common, but then through a series of questions expose the connections that people have? You want your community to understand and see this so that it becomes a conscious choice rather than an unseen principle. As a leader, it's going to nourish you to know that a community is building around you. It is this community that sustains the process of cultural change and ensures your business retains its core culture, no matter how many pivots and unexpected turns it experiences. Coming back to that energy, how does it translate into a sense of community? The sense of community will guide you to understanding its nature and its form. In all of these principles, come back to the energy. Allow it to talk to you. Energy talks through our senses and our body's understanding. And sometimes it's immediately understandable. Sometimes it emerges into understanding slowly or in waves. A technique that can be really valuable is to anchor your experience of the energy in something tangible so that you can be guided by it in a more direct way. It could be a color or a shape, a sense of movement or an emotion. It might be a word or even a quality of light. Find something that matches this or simply evokes that energy into your conscious awareness as you consider your next moves in business. The difference it makes will be considerable, and it will anchor you into the heart and soul of your business and inspire your leadership of change.